Hey, what's going on, guys? Pronungo here, bringing you a Warcraft 3 showcase. This time around, it's going to be a custom campaign called Legacy of Lordaeron, created by Warseeker. And its description is as follows. Legacy of Lordaeron follows the story of the Forsaken after the fall of the Lich King, as they now turn their attention to conquer Lordaeron from their enemies. And, presuming this works, we'll go ahead and play on hard and turn it down if necessary. So this is a campaign that, as far as I can tell, is basically set partway through World of Warcraft, and the idea is that, in terms of what it was inspired by, is the founding of Durator campaign, where you play as Rexxar, and you're sort of leveling up mostly him, and, Rokan, I think, was the Dark Troll, the troll from the Dark Spear tribe? Yeah, that guy. I'm not very well versed on Warcraft's lore. I can barely keep up with all of the nonsense going on in Warcraft 3's default lore in Blizzard's own canon, let alone whatever happened in World of Warcraft. I stopped playing that game before I think Burning Crusade even came out, so I never really got too heavily invested in it, so there's a lot of stuff that I might not immediately understand. So if I have any odd questions that would be easily explained by having that sort of pre-existing knowledge, and you happen to be a lore buff, feel free to clue me in the comments below. It'll probably make more sense. And as, an extension of that sort of notice, my lack of knowledge or my ignorance, I do want to just say I'll probably give the campaign a pass on a lot of things that might seem weird to me from the story perspective, just based on that, because I probably just don't know what it's referencing. So there are 3 acts to this. I don't know why we have access to both acts to begin with. But we'll start off with Act 1, obviously, A Twisted Future. And I would like to say that I do like the little ambiance here. We've got a different skybox, and obviously that night is gone in the foreground here from the human campaign. So it does look like, a more ominous, evil, even, if you will, sort of perspective on that classic Blizzard launch screen for the human campaign of Vanilla, of Reign of Chaos. All right, let's get started with Act 1, A Twisted Future. 3 years have passed since the Lich King was defeated. With that victory, Lady Sylvanas Windrunner, the Banshee Queen, and her Forsaken army reclaimed their vengeance. Soon after, the Forsaken started to take major offensives as they attempt to conquer Lordaeron from their enemies. So presumably, this is going to be us experiencing just that. Oh, okay, select a hero to start the game. So we can select a Death Knight guy. Oh, this is interesting. So we actually have the ability to select from a variety of different heroes then. Let me just page through here. I want to see how many there are. Wow, there are a lot of heroes. So I think there's like 5 or 6. Let's count them. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, there's 6 heroes. Wow. And that's a lot of effort that went into. Can you imagine? I just want to take a second to appreciate the idea that, whoever made this campaign, Warseeker, right? This guy made this campaign, and you can, just from the beginning, assuming we don't get control of the other heroes later on, you can actually replay this campaign 5 more times with other heroes, and before you've really experienced all that the campaign has to offer. And I really appreciate that, even though it's unlikely I'll play it 5 more times. I do appreciate that, effort, and that, the amount of effort that went into balancing all the classes with the attempt to make it so that they all felt like they were, properly balanced, and that they all felt like you were able to play it on any difficulty without getting sort of outscaled by another class. So maybe there's a class that's easier. We'll see. All right, so Death Knight. We can see the abilities that they have, but we don't know what those abilities sort of do. And obviously it's a melee attack, movement speed 270. And we've got a Hunter here who is a little bit faster. What was the attack damage? This guy does more damage with his attacks, but presumably the Hunter will attack faster. If we look at their agility, yeah. So, interesting. She actually still, even though her primary attribute is agility, she gets the same amount of agility per level as the Death Knight, which is a little interesting. It looks like she can summon stuff with Black Arrow and Spider Pet, so that'll be somewhat neat. We've got a Mage here who has Breath of Fire, Meteor Strike, a Living Bomb. A lot of these abilities sound brand new or somehow customized. So Breath of Fire is obviously one that was by that panda guy, who I actually forgot to get in my run of Founding of Durator. And he's got, he moves a little bit faster than the Death Knight as well. And we've got a Rogue, who's like a melee agility hero. Mandir, who's like looks like a skeleton. I might pick the skeleton just because skeletons are pretty cool. But at the same time, you have to wonder: are we going to be going up against like air units early on, where we would need the support of, we would benefit a bit more from having a ranged attack. And then there's a Warlock. Doom is a pretty good ultimate, so it's sort of I don't know. We'll see. Oh, so we can actually hit random if we wanted to. Oh, we can we can rotate the hero around to take a look at it. It's similar to World of Warcraft, I guess. You can see where it was inspired by. All right, so yeah, let's go with our skeleton guy. We'll see what happens. If something really bad happens, I can always swap back to a different hero and restart the campaign. But I don't think that'll be necessary. Seems like the campaign had a fair bit of effort put into it, judging by this opening cutscene. Mandir, rise Mandir, welcome back to the realm of the living. With the blessing and power of the Dark Lady, I have freed you from death's grip. You are no slave, Mandir. You are free to follow whatever path you choose from here. If you choose to serve the Dark Lady Sylvanas, I recommend you speak with Undertaker Mordo. You will find him behind me. Couldn't read the rest of it. I was too slow. In the something. Oh, and we've got 2 ability points here. And what is this? Well, it's in French, but it looks like it's just 20% chance to stun stuff. All right, and then we've got a main quest, Beyond the Grave. Speak with Undertaker Mordo in the graveyard. Okay. So we can learn Impale, which it looks like it's actually an AoE from the circle of impact, from the point of impact. It looks like... Oh, no, it is in a straight line. Never mind. I'm not reading that properly. Knockback. Knockback all enemy units around the hero. Damage and stun. That looks pretty good if we're ever overwhelmed. And then Shield Wall is... Huh. Okay, so this is actually... Is this a passive or is it an active? And then there's attribute bonus. Battle Cry is something that gives the warrior armor, hit points, damage, and spell meter. It looks like it's actually similar to Avatar. It might actually be exactly Avatar. I'm not sure. So let's go for... we'll hold on to... Impale seems like a pretty general purpose one, but we'll hold on to the other point for the time being. See what we can come up with here. This is an Apothecary. Okay, cool. So yeah, we're getting a look at the I guess the faction that we're sort of belonging to. But similar to World of Warcraft, it seems like you can actually pick and choose where you want to go in terms of the narrative. I don't know if there's like branching story paths. That's what was implied by what Agatha said earlier. All right, so let's take a look at Undertaker Mordo. How you doing, Mordo? You got a cool name. Hello there, you must be Mandir. I'm pleased to see that you're up and walking around, Mandir. You've held up nicely, especially after being dead for so long. Others weren't as lucky. Yeah, like that ghoul over there. Look at him. He's got green hair and stuff. It's not good. You're welcome to the Forsaken, Mandir. You now serve Lady Sylvanas Windrunner. Ah, shit, I was too busy looking at that guy's hair. Did he, no, it didn't pop up there. So I think he's probably just instructing us to walk over there. Seriously, though, has nobody ever commented that the ghoul has green hair? He's like some fucked up Joker. He, like, fell into the wrong kind of acid pit, you know? People who aren't familiar with what all that is. Oh, yeah, so Resurrection Stones. Yeah, exactly like the Blizzard campaign, then. Very familiar. You know, sometimes people will say, like, oh, you should innovate. You should find a new thing that works better than whoever else did. And I agree with them for the most part. I think Blizzard actually has a lot of flaws with a lot of their designs. But Resurrection Stones, I mean, for a campaign that's mostly going to be playing, a single hero throughout the throughout most of the game, and you're in this situation. Oh, we're fighting skeletons as a skeleton. That's pretty cool. I don't know if we're... Are we taking damage from that? It looks like we might be. I don't really know. I'm sort of trying to micro and... Oh, that bash is coming up pretty handy. Let's go over here and queue these guys. Yeah, so it's the spell right from the Crypt Lord from the Frozen Throne. So yeah, about innovation. Let me take a sip here. About innovation. It's I think it's pretty important to innovate and look for new ways to do things. But for something like this, it looks like it was a Rune of Healing. For some reason, it didn't pop up for me. The main idea behind the Resurrection Stone is just to... Whoa. Is just to, like, allow you to explore an area. And I don't know if it, like, will take gold away from me if I wind up, you know, losing too much, like dying too many times, if it's going to start taking gold away from me, or if it revives me at a lower health. That's a Rune of Healing as well, so we don't really have to worry about taking too much damage here. I should probably prioritize the big guy, yeah? No, they do about the same amount of damage. Let's get rid of the guy that's easier to kill. So yeah, I think it's fine to have that, especially when you want players to be able to explore, right? You want players to be able to brave this new area and see how long they can last. And if they wind up making a mistake and dying, yeah, it's on the hard difficulty. They should be punished for making mistakes. But I think it's cool to sort of explore stuff. And basically, the Resurrection Stones save you from having to... Wow, 2 Runes of Healing. Very generous. They save you from having to reload and save all the time. And I'm a guy who's incredibly lazy. I don't like saving. For some reason in my head, I just equate saving as like wasted time, and just for whatever reason, I'm not into it. So I'm very grateful that I don't have to use it as much in a campaign like this. I'm also really interested to see where this campaign takes its gameplay. If there's going to be like similar missions to some of the Frozen Throne maps from the campaigns, like that Tug of War map from the... wow, this guy does some damage. The Tug of War map from the Blood Elf campaign, the Alliance campaign. That one was an interesting campaign to me because I thought, or that particular mission was like, I thought that obviously that could have just been an arcade style map, a used map setting style map, and it would have been, it would have been consistent in my head. It would have been logical to make that that kind of map, I guess. So for it to be in a campaign was a little puzzling, but at least it made use of the hero concept. I wound up accidentally cheesing it the last time I played. But as far as I'm concerned, it was completely reasonable to experiment with ways to make heroes more relevant, and that's obviously all a founding of Durator was. Oh, we got Slippers of Agility. Cool. Gives us a little bit more armor and a little bit more attack speed. That was probably a waste of mana, but I was pretty close to full mana, so it probably doesn't matter. But yeah, what was I saying? That particular map. I feel like a map similar to that could exist in this sort of situation where you have to like run in alongside AI-controlled allies in a sort of AOS or Dota type map, where it's like a tug of war style thing, and you've got to. There was a similar map to the human. Was it the human book or the orc book? I think it was the human book of Shardundred's Legends of Arcane campaign. I still don't know what I want to spend my second point on. And in that campaign, there was a map that was very much similar to that kind of concept, where you had a bunch of different bases, large, huge bases that you had to sort of snowball your side against the enemies. Let's go ahead and pop this Resurrection Stone here. So yeah, I don't know. There's like a number of different things that I feel like... Ah, here you are. Come with me. The Dark Lady is waiting for you. Okay, we'll follow you. Yeah, there's a fair bit of stuff that you can accomplish with hero-based gameplay that... Oh, cool. There's just a lot of untapped potential, I feel like, even this late into Warcraft 3's lifespan. Oh, he lost vision, so... Oh, no, never mind. He didn't lose vision. It was just, it was right there. So yeah, I'm just interested in where Warseeker takes us on this journey, that's all. I've said that in an incredibly roundabout way, but It looks pretty good so far. I beg your pardon, Mr. Sylvanas, but the new one has arrived. Greetings, Mandir. I've been expecting you. I am Sylvanas Windrunner, the Banshee Queen of the Forsaken. First off, I would like to welcome you to my city, but I don't have time for pleasantries, so let's just get started. You got it, Sylvanas. If you're going to be an asset to the Forsaken, you'll have to earn my loyalty. I'm sure there are many of my people who need help in their work, and you might be exactly what they're looking for. Okay. Take a walk a bit in my city and talk to my agents. Help them in their work, and you shall earn your place among us. So this is very similar to the Founding of Durator campaign. You can see a lot of the fingerprints of Blizzard's own sort of setup there, where now you've got... Oh, we've got full vision of the city, too. We can take a look around. Some nice effigies of Sylvanas. I didn't mean to right-click there. Fat-fingered it. So we got a Tomb of Relics where we can buy consumables. Those would be useful if we ever run into an area where... we can't just rely on dropped runes. And then Staff of Silence will be pretty good against spellcasters. We can use that against heroes as well later on into the game. And then we've... okay, cool. It's pinging him casually. I never understood why Crown of Kings was so goddamn expensive. It's only +5 to... it's a +15 stat item. That's not... it's about item slot efficiency is what I guess I've learned from playing League of Legends all those years. Item slot efficiency is pretty important. You don't want to be carrying around 3 circlets of nobility or whatever when you could just be carrying around 1 item. But that's still pretty steep in terms of price. Alright, so we got another room over here. How are these abominations hanging? They're hanging. And Charlindra! Baby, you're pale as a ghost. Like you've just seen one, actually. A new recruit, huh? I am Charlindra. Lady Sylvanas told me that you are here to help. Well, then I have a mission for you. There's a ghostly archmage living somewhere in Agaman Mills. Unfortunately, we couldn't catch him yet because he was just too cunning and doesn't show up often. I want you to get rid of that wizard. Take this soul gem with you. It should give you enough power to capture his soul within the gem. When it's done, bring the gem back to me, and I'll make sure you will be well rewarded. You got it. Oh, cool. It's already in my inventory. Nice. I didn't even have to pick it up. Fantastic. Let's go grab the other quest. I like the little graveyard with the trees covered in corpses. It doesn't make a whole lot of logical sense as to why this would be constructed in the middle of this facility. But I guess in the context of it being originally a man-made bastion, and now maybe this was like an enclosure for trees, and then... you know, they built this graveyard here to corrupt them all or something. I don't know. But maybe this is where they just dumped all the corpses of all the people that they took over. Who's this guy? Nathanos something. Blightcaller. Woo, he's got a cool portrait. Greetings, Mandir. I'm Nathanos Blightcaller, champion of the Banshee Queen. We've been having problems with the remaining forces of the Scourge lately. Perhaps you can help. There's a vile dreadlord somewhere in the east who controls a vast army of the undead in that area. I want you to find him and kill him before he becomes more of a problem, or something to that effect. This guy's pretty badass looking. I like this portrait. I'm gonna have to steal that if I ever work on a campaign in Warcraft 3 in the near future, and remember to steal that, and of course find the credits for it. I gotta put that... The thing about people in the Hive Workshop and the people who make assets and stuff is they're very particular about giving credit. They try to make a very... where's our next guy? They try to really focus on making sure that you credit people properly. And I think that's fair. People should be credited for the work that they do. Not so sure about the whole permission thing. I figure if you upload it publicly, you can probably expect it to be used if it's, you know, a cool asset. Speaking of cool assets, look at that. That's pretty neat. It's like Cage swimming in some vat of suspect liquid. And then we got this plague guy over here. Farinel. Welcome, Mandir. I am Farinel, the Master Apothecary and leader of the Royal Apothecary Society. If you wish to do business with me, I got a mission for you. Alright, Farinel, hit me. A few days ago, I started working on a special potion that will aid our warriors. However, I couldn't get it done in time because I'm still missing some special ingredients that can only be found in Silverpine Forest. If you bring me those missing ingredients, I shall give you this special potion as a reward when you return. And one last thing before you go. I would like you to introduce to Felson. He's one of my noble alchemists. He will be your new companion in this journey.
Greetings.
Felson's got a very deep voice. See? What did I say? That actually almost sounded like him if I just did a little reverb, put a little filter on it. What's he got? He's got Elixir of Death. A deadly elixir that heals 200 points to a friendly unit or afflicts half the enemy. Oh, so it's like an inverted, it's an inverted, what is it? Holy Light. That's pretty cool. Let's check the log out. I don't want to forget this stuff. Okay. A noble alchemist. Noble. He's undead. I guess the whole thing about the Forsaken is that they're not these living monsters that the undead were supposed to be with the Scourge. They turned into like self-aware, I don't remember, self-something. It's not that they weren't self-aware before. It's like they're basically humans that happen to be dead. That seems to be the situation. Which I'm not really a big fan of the way Blizzard took them, but if they're trying to be consistent with Blizzard's lore, it seems like so far we're on task here with Warseeker's campaign. Felson was chosen by Farinel to be your companion in this journey. He's now willing to offer all his talents and work under your command. Now, I wonder, if we went in a different order where we spoke to Farinel first, would we have still gotten Felson? I'm going to call him Feldad. I think he's got a deep enough voice to be a father now. So we got Feldad. What does Feldad have? He's got that reverse Holy Light, which is pretty cool. He's going to be pretty useful. It's very much... That's the thing. Is remember when I said... Hello. Don't say hello. That's not an undead thing to say. You remember when I said that you could see the fingerprints of Blizzard's own setup? I think that you can really see it here as well, because you've got the guy who heals you, just like Rokan heals you. Where are my heroes? In the first campaign. Wow, that's cool. Wow, I was actually looking for a skeletal knight for earlier when I was working on something. I'm getting incredibly distracted. I'm very ADD. Yeah, so I'm just really excited about all these new models and stuff that new to me. I haven't seen them. But yeah, I really think that the concept of Blizzard's own Founding of Durator campaign can be easily seen here. Rokan healed you and Founding of Durator. Okay, so now you've got Feldad, his Elixir of Death, which actually keeps you alive. Well, I guess it keeps you undead. It's an Elixir of Undeath. And then you've got the situation where you got to kill a Dreadlord, similar to how you had to kill Bloodfeather or whatever her name was in it was the Harpy person. I think it was Bloodfeather. And then this is like leading into Silverpine Forest. Let's go ahead and get knockback since I figure we're going to need to stun stuff. So it can't be cast on enemy undead units. Similar to how Holy Light couldn't be cast on enemy allied units. So that's fair. Why does he say hello like that? He's like a little giddy. He's like, hello, how you doing? Hope everything is cool, man. He's like, he thought he was going to be the Rokan of this campaign with his voice profile. I will taste it. Tastes pretty good. You know what? Let me just double check. Yeah, it tastes pretty good. Hey, come back here. You coward! Die again like a real man. And what else does this guy? I didn't even look at his port. This is what I mean when I say I'm ADD. I don't even really know what I'm saying. Okay, bye guys. Thanks for coming along and giving me a hug or whatever you were doing. All right, throw a bottle at his head, heal him. What else do we got? The Alchemist progenerates. That's a cool word. 1 Sludge Carrion from a target corpse to attack the Alchemist enemies. Sludges are permanent, but only 5 can be controlled at a time. I like that because it's like Carrion Beetle. But it seems like these will be more useful than Carrion Beetles because it can go up to level 4. And I imagine Sludges are also... Well, Sludge Carrion. Yeah, I imagine they're small Sludges. Maybe they're ranged attackers. If they are ranged, that makes them even better. Chemical Rage. An alchemist enters into a chemically induced rage, increasing damage rate and defense rate. I did learn a little bit of French in high school. E-T is and. I probably mispronounced even that word. That one word, that 2 letters. I probably mispronounced it because that's how bad I am at French. But je parle en français un peu. Je parle un peu français. I think that's how you say it. I speak a little French. Maybe it is français un peu. I don't know. Clearly I don't speak French, so that's just a straight up lie. So I don't think we need to, I mean, Feldad won't be taking that much damage. We'll keep him in the back and we'll just stun anybody with Mandir. So let's go ahead and grab Sludge Carrion. And it's only 30 mana, which is pretty low. And if you're only going to have 5 at a time, unless of course they die, I imagine we could probably put it on autocast most of the time. And hey, we got some golems. Are golems in this game immune to magic? They are. Okay, so let's avoid them for now. That's what now? You know, we got Mandir. We don't have a cool name for Mandir. We got Feldad. He's pretty cool. He's my father. But then we don't have, like, it's not like I can call him Dad Deer. I guess he's got man in his name. He is a real man. Nobody would name themselves or have the name of man if they weren't a man, you know? You don't see many women walking around with the name man. So yeah. I think it's pretty obvious. Mandir's maybe he's just a deer. He's a deer man. A dear all men. I would like to inform you that your privilege has reached critical levels. So I don't know if this area will repopulate similar to how Founding of Durator did it. Presumably, Warseeker would have had the opportunity to look at the trigger work for that and see what he could find there. I think that's probably reasonable to expect that it will, but I don't know if it's actually going to happen. Hey, we've almost got enough for a potion of healing. Isn't that exciting? So, yeah, I guess since we're already over here, let's go ahead and kill this Dreadlord. He's only level 3. He got about 1 grand of health. We should be able to take him on. We got Feldad. Wait, where are we even going? How do we even get there? Alright, looks like our guys will autopath. So while they autopath, I can talk about bones. Those are pretty cool. Oh, kobolds. Kobones. Let's go ahead and coom that guy. Coom, by the way, is a very big joke. Very big inside joke with some of my longtime viewers. You don't need to know what it means, but it's spelled C-U-M-E. Coom. Alright, why don't you coom him with a bottle? There you go. Alright, so we're cooming along. We're cooming right along here. He's getting bashed to death here, and I'm obviously splitting my damage because I'm not very good at Warcraft 3. So let's go ahead and keep hitting him in the head with a bottle. There we go, now we're talking. Alright, let's kill the Geomancer. Interesting that he didn't slow me again. Maybe Feldad's out of his range or something. Let's go ahead and hit him in the head with a bottle. That's pretty satisfying that you hear that little like boomerang sound that's similar to the unused queen sound in Brood War for when the queen's had an attack. Don't say hello to me. And then wow, can we not pass? We need to kill some trees. And then you hear it break too, and it like smashes over his head. It really does feel like I'm just ordering my guy to smash my other guy over the head with a bottle, like in a bar fight in Britain or something. It seems completely reasonable. Seems pretty, honestly, it seems pretty good. Pretty good ability. Oh boy, we've got some serious enemies over here. Let's go ahead and line them up for Impale. I don't know what the Ghost has for an ability. Go ahead and throw a bottle on his head again. And then I don't think we have enough for another... Oh, he just got back enough mana there, so... We can throw another bottle on his head. But we don't have any mana for knockback or impale, so I think we might have to back up here. We might not be high enough level, which is completely understandable. It's something that didn't happen very often in what was it? In Founding a Durator. You pretty much could just go wherever you wanted to and kill a bunch of people. So I think it's perfectly reasonable to limit the player a little bit more. But even on the hard difficulty, Founding a Durator was incredibly easy. It just took a long time. It was a slog because units just had ridiculous stats, even more ridiculous than Warcraft 3 already makes them by default. Where like a basic unit will have 850 health or something ridiculous. So yeah, in general, I think that it's actually an improvement if I can't immediately steamroll my way into an enemy's, like, it's supposed to be some lieutenant who's like holding on to the dying vestiges of his something. His you know, his once great army of people, of undead. So we got a stash here. That's pretty cool as well. The Resurrection Stone, I don't know if will it restore our mana or anything like that. There's a popular Warcraft 3 RPG that I helped work on back in the day, just to do some voice acting for, and it had the Resurrection Stones give like they had like the Fountain of Mana and Fountain of Health passives, so they would slowly regenerate your health and mana, or actually quite quickly. And I think that was a nice touch because it meant that if you needed to rest, it mitigated the amount of time that you spent waiting for stuff. Potion of mana, potion of healing. I guess we'll go for a potion of healing. Mana would be nice too, but as long as I'm throwing bottles on his head, it might as well make sense to carry a bottle with him, you know? But to that end, it doesn't look like we can do anything else over here, right? We went everywhere there is to go. I'm just drawing a trace around the map. Looks like this is where we picked our hero or something. So yeah, let's just kill some golems, I guess. Oh no! Oh no! No, hell no! Not hello. This is already a disaster. Oh no! They really are smashing me in the head with rocks. Throw a bottle at his head, quick! It'll counteract the damage by a rock. No, walk away. Okay, cool. That will kill him. One thing that's interesting is creeps that are... Any unit that has spell immunity or resistant skin or something will not be immune to bash, which is really nice. Unfortunately, these units do not leave behind corpses, so we cannot farm Carrion. No! Don't throw rocks at my head, that's mean. It's not allowed. Alright, let's pop the potion. It doesn't feel like I'm getting the return, a proper return of my investment here. It feels like I'm definitely losing money if I just keep running back home. So let's run back, and we've gotten a little bit of extra money. So is there no fountain? What is this? A crypt. Oh, it's where I can hire mercenaries of some kind. Okay, interesting. So, in that case, yeah, it doesn't seem like there's a fountain or anything. This might have been a minor oversight, since we can't really progress any further until we have more mana. Well, I guess we can just wait for more mana every now and then. Meanwhile, let's see how we can come out on this side. Maybe we can find a fountain somewhere. Obviously, we weren't very successful in doing so on the right-hand side, but the skeletons seem pretty easy to deal with, and maybe they don't drop any more runes, unfortunately, but at the very least, we'll still be able to mitigate the amount of damage we take from those guys a bit easier than, rock golems that throw rocks at your head instead of bottles. Much prefer the bottles, to be honest. So far, I'm actually enjoying this quite a bit, because it's a very novel experience, despite, or at least like superficially, like visually, there's new abilities, new heroes, and a dog. Dogs are always interesting. Let's pull this guy back here. And we can go ahead and wow, what a disaster. Whoa, that spell's pretty cool. All right, coom him quick, bottle him. All right, this is this is not going too well. All right, so let's get Feldad to. Oh wait, no, that was. I thought that was Mandir here, Deerman. All right, now it's Deerman, and we don't have really any. Oh wait, Feldad died, and it doesn't look like Mandir is gonna survive much longer either. It might be better to get him to die. Like, look how much health and mana Feldad had. It doesn't seem like there's any... Hold on, let me scroll all the way up here. Yeah, so there's no real downside, it seems, to losing a hero. So why don't we just have him die? And then we'll get Mandir back here. Feldad will... You just died to spiders, and then you respawn and you say hello? Well, the hello is really getting to me. I don't know what's up with that. I don't normally say "don't say that" to unit responses in Well, that's a lie. I say that all the time. Don't say that's another one of those inside jokes, sort of like Koom and Todd and Ahmed. You'll learn, if you're a new viewer, you'll learn these inside jokes as time goes on. But if there's ever any flamethrower type units, even in a Warcraft 3 campaign, as far-fetched as that may sound, that's Ahmed right there. Pretty much any fire-based unit is like that. Alright, so let's keep looking. We made a little bit of progress towards the right, obviously, but I'd like to make more progress. Wow, that micro actually worked out. Yeah, I'd like to make more progress in general. Just see what the layout of the map is. Obviously, there's a lot we haven't explored already. I don't know if I'll get to it all in this video. I'll probably keep the videos to about an hour each. We'll probably do like Act 1, Part 2 is what the videos will be titled, since there isn't really a whole lot of... Kill the dog too. Okay. There isn't really a whole lot of, like, titles. It's not like a conventional campaign where each mission is its own sort of setup and has its own title. It's a little bit different. Let's get Feldad out of there. We can't have him be taking damage. He can't, can he throw a bottle at himself? Wow, he can bottle himself. That's pretty cool. Never mind. There's a nice improvement over Holy Light. I always thought it was sort of weird that paladins, these champions of light-based religious and holy energy, are incapable of throwing a beam of light on their own heads. Okay, so we're going to impale down here. And that was a pretty damn good impale, if I don't say so myself. And let's try and focus down the Taskmaster. We can also use Knockback. That's a pretty cool looking ability. Once we level it up too, it'll be a lot more impactful for obvious reasons. I'm sort of regretting getting Sludge Carrion now because I want to save as much mana as possible for Elixir of Death. But it's not really the end of the world. I can throw down the Sludge Carrion anyways, see how good it is. So this is a melee attack. Alright, go for it. Go for the Geomancer, see if you can take some damage. It doesn't look like it's gonna work. One thing that I like about summons with taunts is that they actually will make your heroes last quite a bit longer in general, since you can use them. It's not always up, so it's not a cure-all for issues like this. Oh boy, we are definitely going to need to back out here. Let's pull back. We will not let Feldad deal with that. He got bashed to death. Bash is a pretty bad ability for... Oh, a pretty good ability, I mean. Pretty bad for me, obviously. Let's get Mandir over here. He's gonna be a while before he gets on. It would be cool if we could like mount him onto a horse or something. Oh, those are skeletons. That's gonna be the easier one to go towards, it seems. Alright, so let's save mana on Feldad. We probably don't need to worry too much about you know, Elixir of Deathing him. Yeah, we don't need to bottle him, because if we keep him the way he is right now, we'll save more mana to heal Mandir, and he seems to be taking most of the hits anyways, right? So, Curse is pretty bad. Oh, I moved him a little bit to the left, so he didn't hit everybody there. Let's go ahead and knock him back. Whoa! Into a tree you go, you dumb idiot. Get out of here. We'll let Feldad take on the Skeletal Archer, since he'll take it down in a few hits. Unless he misses every hit. Nice. Alright, he's already restoring a fair bit of health there, so that's fine. Let's see what else we can find here. There's a lot of kobolds in this area. I'm not into kobolds, man. It's not my favorite thing. Okay, so nothing too out of the ordinary besides the excessive amounts of kobolds. So we're once again at a bit of an impasse there. If we want to keep going over there, we can sort of attrition them out, but it would certainly take a long time. So let's scout ahead to the north. Like I said, I do want to get a sort of some bearings, just figure out what I'm doing with regards to where everything is on the map and how I can go to different areas. and that sort of thing. So it does look like there's some more kobolds up here. Let's try and prioritize getting rid of this tunneler, since Bash is going to be our undoing. Let's go ahead and bottle Mandir. And we'll focus on the tunneler, and then we'll take care of the geomancers, since they deal way more damage. Oh, and he dropped a rune of healing as well, so that's excellent. We don't need to. We can hold off on the bottling for the time being. All right. Moving right along here. The Bash is really nice for Mandir. If we could possibly level that up, I would actually prefer that to, you know, leveling up the bonus damage as well as the hit chance. Seems like a reasonable decision, but it doesn't look like that'll be something we can get unless we pick up like something that also has a chance to bash. So there's more kobolds that way. Kill the vulture or whatever the hell that is. And then what's down here? Obviously we were almost over here the last time. Got some ominous skull posts. Oh, okay, there's nothing over here. Okay. And again, I don't know if these enemies repopulate. We are pretty close to leveling our heroes up, or at least Mandir. We're pretty close to leveling them up. Okay, there's more kobolds that way. Here's some undead. Some nice and easy undead warriors. You know, you look at these living rats and you think, these guys are too hard. I don't want to deal with them. Let me fight these unholy monsters that were raised by dark arts. Much easier than the rats. And it's true. They are much easier. So, let's get rid of the ghost. There's a sheep we can kill. Kill all critters, by the way. Don't ever leave critters alive. Just no fun at all, really. No critters allowed. Alright. So, kill the skeleton archer. We can go ahead and impale over here. It's nice. 3 enemies in a row. It's pretty much the most enemies you're going to see in general in a row. So, the ghost does more damage than the giant skeleton warrior, and the sheep does more damage than the ghost. So let's prioritize that. There we go. And throw a bottle on his head. Keep him stocked up. Curse is great. That was 3 attacks in a row. I counted. We're out of mana on Mandir. He's not Manadir. He's just Mandir. So we're gonna be left wanting in that department until he can get some Tomes of Intelligence, which we'll probably be putting on Feldad anyways. So I wonder if maybe the attribute of your main hero that you selected determines which one you get. Because imagine picking an Intelligence hero and then having to divvy up between Feldad and whoever you get your Tomes of Intelligence, which we haven't actually seen a whole lot of dropped, but that would be something that would be, I think, pretty negative. So that is a passive. That's actually really good. That'll make him way tankier. I probably should have gotten that instead of this knockback that I never used. I used it a little bit lately, but it only deals 25 damage, so it's obviously not the most beneficial ability. So I don't know if we get flavor text when it's reduced or if it just happens, but it seems like you know what? It does. Yeah. So you can tell when he takes less damage than you know, when he takes more damage, just based on looking at the health bar. Oh wait, I bottled him and it was too late. So we can just leave that there. That'll be fine. What's the hotkey for saving against? Like F7, F12. Well, that's not it. Oh, it's F6. Okay. Well, I'll have to remember that. It's different for every Blizzard game. It's like Alt Q or something in Starcraft 2. And then I forget. I don't even remember what the hell it is in oops, I missed. I don't even know what it is in Bird War. I don't even. There must be a command that you can do, but I don't know what it is. Let's knock this one into us and knock the other one away. That's where the utility of it becomes pretty useful. Now, this is a bizarre thing that I have a question for. It's more of a mechanical issue. But you can see how this level 6 unit is taking reduced crowd control durations than the other units, or at least that's what it seems to me. Like, Bash is affecting it way less. And this is supposed to be, what, 2 seconds. So it's obviously like not even, maybe it's a full second, maybe it's not even a full second, but it's vastly reduced. Why is it that arbitrary like level 6 and then is that the case? Is it just level 6 and then after that it's always the same? Because that's something I observed in what was it? The Founding of Durator campaign, actually, because of course Rexar has Stormbolt, so I was stunning people left and right. I was hexing people with Rokan, and hex lasts like 45 seconds on a level 5 unit, but only 4 or 2 or something ridiculous on a level 6 unit, and it never made any sense to me. Is that something that is even controllable about the engine, or am I actually wrong about, like, is there a different thing that determines whether or not unit is, you know, takes reduced damage or takes reduced durations for crowd control effects in that sense, or it's just all spell effects, I guess, like Fairy Fire, Curse, etc. So I don't really know. I'm not 100%. Oh, what the hell? Where did this assassin guy come from? I'm not 100% sure if that's actually the case, but I figured I would just open that question out there as long as I'm rambling about stuff. Oh, he actually went through the trees? Wow. That's crazy. I can't go through the trees. Feldad and Mandir are too fat. You guys gotta lose some weight, man. I know you think you're all skin and bones, but clearly this assassin's a very lithe, limber individual. He's been hitting the gym. You guys have been snoozing. Except your physical therapist, right? Trust that guy. Trust your weight trainer or something. I don't know. Oh, we got some blight over here. Might just be for scenery. There's a rogue. And there's actually 3 rogues. We can line them up here. Nice. So let's, I don't know which one's lower on health. This one now. Alright, I like this damage spread. 2 on Mandir, 1 on Feldad. Seems reasonable. We're gonna hit this one next because he's lower on HP. And sort of kite around with Mandir. Nice, and he leveled up as well. So we probably want Chemical Rage then. It is bonus damage and it's 2 defense points, even though it only lasts 15 seconds and the mana cost might be steep. Let's see. No, it's only 25, so it's actually really reasonable. It feels like way more of a damage increase or overall net benefit than the Sludge Carrion. Though that'll obviously change when you level them up because they become really tanky. And do they gain any abilities? It doesn't look like it, or at least it doesn't say on the command card. So now when we gain levels, we'll be able to put more levels into their primary ability. So that's like, obviously I would want to level up Elixir of Death so that it, when I bottle people, that heals for more damage and does more damage to enemy living units. But I actually have not, I've used it exclusively for healing so far, which I feel like is probably pretty common with Holy Light type abilities or healing abilities that can also deal damage. Not only do you deal less damage than you heal, but it also, in general, is better to heal your own units than to deal damage to enemy units, with certain exceptions. So, is there anything hiding behind these trees? Maybe some other assassins? It looks like you can't even walk over here. There must be more trees there. Looks like it. Alright. Well, maybe we can try and have another crack. Now that we've leveled up both of our heroes, we might be able to have another crack at these undead folk over here, these Scourge. It doesn't look like the areas have become repopulated as time goes on, so maybe there's some scripted events that have to happen before you can, before you see additional units come back. You know, maybe when I come back into the map, they'll reload or something like that once I go to a different area. So let's hit the Abominations. None of these units that we wounded actually, okay, cool, and we can even see a progress bar there. So none of the units that we wounded have regained any health, because I think I'm interrupting his cast when I do that. That's why it's not going the full distance. I've noticed that a little bit. A couple of times. So, yeah, in general, these units weren't on Blight, so they didn't heal. Or at least most of them weren't on Blight. Chemical Rage didn't really feel like it did too much there, but we finally killed this Abomination. The Ghost is not casting Curse, which is really, really nice. And now this guy's eating a corpse, so he's going to take forever to kill. Let's just Let's just back up. Do we have a heal? We do. Let's throw it on Mandir here. Let's see if we can kill the Skeletal Archer. And the Crypt Fiend's 3/3, so no wonder we were taking all that damage. If we can kill this guy, we'll have an easy, breezy time clearing the rest of this stuff, presumably. Crypt Fiends do such ridiculous damage when they're fully upgraded. And of course, they take forever to kill when they have got 6 armor. I don't even have 6 armor on Mandir. Jesus Christ. And of course, he burrows. Amazing. Well, I don't even know what I can do about him burrowing. Probably nothing. It looks like the ghouls also have Ghoul Frenzy. So yeah, no wonder. We were completely outclassed by this area. Where's that ghost? Get rid of the ghost. We almost have enough mana for Elixir of Death, so we can try and top him off a little bit there. Get rid of this. The rest of this sort of rabble. And eventually the Crypt Fiend will unburrow. We can try and kill him before Mandir dies. With a heal, which we have in a second here, that'll definitely will not die. Even if we've got to take it down from full health again. Hopefully it doesn't unburrow. It doesn't reburrow, I guess. It doesn't look like he's very interested. So thankfully the skeletons don't actually benefit from upgrades, otherwise that would be crazy difficult to deal with. It looks like some sort of scaling has happened to their health values too, so maybe they wound up having more health than normal. I'm not typically a fan of stat-based scaling, like just making units have more health to make them more hard to kill or dealing more damage. I'd rather give them more utility or have the AI use them in different and more intelligent ways. But that's pretty difficult to do with spellcasting in Warcraft 3. Like, it's a very difficult thing to accomplish in general, since you don't typically have a lot of control over spellcasting and the tactical AI that the units use, whereas in Starcraft 2, you can control that to a lesser degree. Let's hope this stuns him long enough to not have him burrow. Oh, nice, we got him. I should have waited until a little bit later to impale him. So we obviously can't deal with 3/3 abominations and master-trained necromancers who are probably going to cripple us, or at least unholy frenzy the abominations and the Dreadlord. So we can't deal with him right now. It is about an hour in, 52 minutes in or so. So why don't we call this a video here? We'll kill this necromancer. This guy is a... I can already tell you the kind of guy this guy is. He's an asshole. So he's going to get what's coming to him. He's wearing purple. Fuck purple. You know what I mean? Just a horrible fashion statement overall. He's not wearing the classy blue of the Forsaken. He's not wearing the daring red that our heroes got going on. So just with the sort of intent to make a fashion statement, we're going to make sure to take care of this guy. Actually, you know what? This might be really beneficial. It looks like we've actually lured out one of the abominations by hitting this Crypt Fiend. So let's see what we can accomplish here. We don't have any more mana for Impale, so we can't stun him because I was an idiot. But at the very least, we might be able to kill this abomination before that guy unburrows and kills us. Since he will kill us if he unburrows. I don't even know if we'll be able to get through this abomination since he's got 8 goddamn armor. And what is heavy? Hero attacks don't do any less damage to heavy armor, but it looks like he's got 32% damage reduction, which is pretty difficult to deal with. Can we get Feldad to tank damage for now? It looks like maybe we did. I can't tell. No. Okay. I think we're doing it. Oh. We have got to kind of kite him around like that. Nice. We got him. Now we just got to wait for this idiot to unburrow, and hopefully I'll have a heal for Mandir by then. So yeah, we'll call this a video after we kill this Crypt Fiend, or maybe I'll just kill him off camera. It depends. If he still doesn't unburrow by the time I finished my sort of rant, we'll probably wind up doing that. But really appreciate you guys watching. If you have any answers to any of the inane, goofy questions that I asked throughout the recording of this video, feel free to let me know in the comments below. If you got any feedback for Warseeker, this campaign's been out for a while, so I don't know if he's planning on updating it or if he's planning on working on anything new, so I don't know how useful the feedback that you might have for him, or I've had for him, will be. What? Oh my Todd. But anyways, I don't know how useful that feedback is going to be, but if you got it, just as a point of discussion, maybe other map makers can learn from this sort of stuff. So if you have any feedback for him, if you have any feedback for this map so far, or if you have any feedback for me, if you have any tips for how I could play these engagements a little bit better, or maybe I missed an obvious fountain somewhere or something like that, just let me know, do something in that comments section, man. It's lonely down there sometimes. You got to make a statement. You got to be a beacon of light in an otherwise, well, it's actually a very bright area in that comment section unless you're using night mode. So if you're not using night mode, be a beacon of darkness to let people know that there's a reason for the light. And I don't know, this is an undead campaign, so just be dark in general. Be dark and edgy. Be all those things that all those people, all those legitimate story writers say you're not supposed to be. Nah, fuck it, dude. Be edgy as fuck. You know what I'm saying? All right. I'm not really sure what the fuck to ramble about now, so I will actually go ahead and cut the video here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys the next time I decide to upload a Warcraft 3 video. We'll be continuing this particular campaign. I'm going to kill this fucking Crypt Fiend.